other clips going forward. So we were making fun of Tim Scott earlier, and the VP race, we made fun of Marco Rubio already. We're trying to cover as many of them as we can. It's like the Miss America pageant for Trump for who he's going to pick for VP. So the one person we knew he wasn't going to pick is Nikki Haley, because she ran against him. She talked all this shit about him. And in fact, even recently, she stepped out of the race 2 months ago. She dropped out, but she's still been getting like 20% of the vote in the primaries because people are voting against Trump, so they'll vote for Nikki, even though she's not in the race. So the question was, will Nikki endorse Trump? Will she bend over and kiss the ring? Will she do it? Well, of course she will. She has no scruples. She has no morals. Nikki Haley's an awful human being. And here's Luke Beasley to show you just what happened.
Rally. And so it's really hard to gauge political support based on rally attendance. But there is a photo that I'll show you of the real crowd size at this event.
Sorry, I got the wrong one there, didn't I? Hang on, everybody. I'll have to redo this. I'll cut that, sorry. All right, so here's a clip, of Anderson Cooper showing you Nikki Haley.
4 months ago.
In her first public speech since leaving the Republican presidential primary race more than 2 months ago, today, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley finally announced who she will be supporting in the election.
Drum roll.
Trump has not been perfect on these policies. I've made that clear many, many times. But Biden has been a catastrophe. So I will be voting for Trump. I stand by what I said in my suspension speech. Trump would be smart to reach out to the millions of people who voted for me and continue to support me.
Okay, first off, I don't think a lot of them support Nikki. My bet is most of them are voting because they want to vote against Trump, and she's the only other person they can think of. Because she was the one who hung in there the longest. Right? So they wanted to give her a big portion of the vote. I don't think a lot of that was we love Nikki so much. But this is an interesting move because she's not going to get VP. She's not going to be on his cabinet. And she's made a move here to suck up to his base. That's why she's saying this. That's why she's endorsing him now. She's bent over, gotten down, prostrated herself, kissed the ring, doing the whole deal. She's trying to, I still think he's bad, but he's not as bad as Biden, right? But here's what she's done that's really, I think, interesting, is even though there wasn't a strong group of people behind her, because she's always been a wishy-washy loser who lies about everything. Even though it wasn't a strong support, she did gain a pretty significant support from the Republican Party, and she just threw all those people under the bus to suck up to Trump's base. It's an interesting political move. I don't think it's going to pan out for her. I think she basically just electrocuted herself. She stuck the paperclip into the socket on purpose.
Well, I gotta say, it kind of cracked me up because, the way that she, went for him, which I appreciated, the way that she went for him, then to turn around and endorse. I mean, people go for each other a bit and then turn around and endorse, but she really kind of went for him in a, I don't know, like a very character, driven sort of way. So if you're kind of calling somebody out in the ways that she did, then turning around and endorsing them is sort of tricky how to do it. So she kind of had to do it as like, well, this guy's a bigger disaster. It's kind of like the only move she had that made any sense. And even then it's a little,
It's not even a good move. It's just because it's not true. Also, you're sitting there saying Biden's a bigger disaster for the economy. You're talking about Trump, who the economy slowed under after Obama. Then we went to the pandemic, and he didn't do anything about the pandemic, and he lost more jobs than he created. He's the second president in history to do that, him and Herbert Hoover. Right? The economy was in the tank. This is that whole thing when they get up there. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Let's see, 4 years ago was 2020. Yeah, it was a pandemic. We were all locked in our homes hoping we wouldn't die. And we had Trump on stage telling us to inject bleach and take horse dewormer. And not doing anything. And then his followers and him all like, well, we're against wearing the masks. It's against our civil liberties, da-da-da. You know, they're forcing us to get vaccinated. No, they're not. Well, I got fired for that's not being forced. That's, if you want to work here, you got to be vaccinated or you got to be tested every day. You're not coming into my business infecting me or my employees and my customers because you're an a-hole. I don't have to give you that job. That's my right as an employer. I don't have to pay you. Right. So, I just think it's funny. But yeah, she ripped into him a lot during that. So she's not going to be she's not on his good side in any way. And he can't ever forgive her. He's got to always throw her under the bus. Plus she's she's an Indian woman. So we know Trump's a racist and he doesn't like women. So she's never going to get anywhere.
Unless he thinks he's going to sleep with them.
Yeah, even that, I don't think he'd do it. I'm guessing there's not a lot, at least from what I've seen, there's not a lot of diversity in Trump's sexual history background. It's pretty much all white women. He's got pretty much the MO of your standard rapist. He's got his particular type. Just saying.